Hello, Mass Attacks here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a battle from the Tier 9 Italian heavy tank. It is the Progetto 66. And as always, before we get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I'm currently using on this tank. My crew on this tank are quite good, all onto the 4th skill. The equipment that I use in the special survivability slot is vents. Then I've got improved rotation mechanism and coated optics. Also use a premium consumable food. So let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Cliff. It's a standard battle and I've got the 6-9 matchmaking and I'm top tier today. So I want to make my way to the middle. This tank is quite good, hull down, so it's a really good position for us to be at. And then if the enemy try to push around the back of the lighthouse, I'll be able to counter them, hopefully. But what I do need is for my team to take the left hand side, where the back chat EAP is being spotted and now Pantera's gone to meet them. So I'm going to keep on pushing to the middle. As you're pushing to the middle, you sometimes get the opportunity to get some shots into the light tank that's trying to push on top of the lighthouse. Doesn't look like he's going to push, so I'm not going to stop in open space. I want to keep on moving. I'll keep an eye on him just in case I can get a shot into him, but it doesn't look like I can at the moment, so I'm going to keep on pushing. We've lost the bottom side to me left on F3, which is a problem, so I'm going to have enemies to the left side of us. I'll have to keep an eye on them. What I'll do is try and get into a position where I point my armour towards them and try and peek through the middle and get shots in. But this position looks good to counter them to me left if they try and peek the corner. I might be able to peek round this corner. No, I've been spotted. I was trying to creep round and get some shots into this middle bit, and then I would be past where they could fire and hopefully my team would support us. Now this tank, I do really like this tank. I especially like it more than I like the Tier 10, and that's down to the reload. It isn't as harsh on this tank, it's not as long, so your reload on this tank is 11.38 seconds for your first shell, 12.26 for your second shell and 14.01 for your third shell, but that is with my crew and equipment, which are quite good. You do get a 120mm gun on this tank. It has 242mm of penetration with 400 alpha damage. It is a 3-shell clip and they do automatically reload. It is an auto reloader, but what happens after you fire a shell, it's automatically reloading the second shell or the shell that you've just fired. So if you wait a bit, it does load in sections, so you don't lose your full reload after you fire a shell. That's when you fire a shell while it's reloading. So other things about this gun, you have an intra-clip reload of 3.5 seconds, so there's 3.5 seconds gap between each shell you can fire. And with my crew and equipment, I've got an aim time of 2.36 seconds, which isn't great, but the dispersion isn't too bad at 0.32, and you also get 9 degrees of gun depression with this tank. And as you can see with the turret, the cupola is quite small, so really good for playing on ridge lines. Now I'm getting into a bit of a predicament here. I've got tanks to my left, tanks in front of us and tanks to my right of us, and one of them's getting a shot into us, the Progetto. That's 2 shots off him, so I need to move out of this position. You never really want to be in a position like this, so now I need to find a position where I'd focus on just one side. I do have a Progetto 46 behind us trying to take them that were on the left, so I want to push towards these that's in the east. With us pushing this way, tanks in the middle can't get us, and now it looks like we've won the corner on the west, so I don't have to worry about them. So I'm trying to push, and there's an ISM here. firing gold, and he's managed to penetrate us, but I got a shot into him. But I don't want to push too far forward because them enemies slightly to me right, but I've managed to take the WZ out. Didn't penetrate the Progetto, but I bounced his shot and he's been taken out, so that's a good thing. So I need to load some shells. I've got none loaded. Then I want to counter that ISM. If I've got a full clip loaded, I should be able to take him out. So I'm going to push a little bit, see where he's getting to. I've nearly got my second shell loaded. There it is. So I'm going to keep on pushing. I can't remember how many hit points he's got, but I'm sure 3 will take him out. And here he is. Bottom plate. And here's the second shell. He's taken out. Now I can see on the mini-map that all my teammates that were in the middle have committed to this side. So I want to pull back to the middle, make sure nobody's pushing through. And as I head there, I'll tell you a bit more about this tank. So I'll tell you about the armour. The hull armour, you get 130mm on the front, 70mm on the side, 40mm on the rear, so nothing special there. And then your turret armour, you get 195mm on the front, 105 on the side, and 105 on the rear. So on paper the armour's nothing special, but it does work. It is sloped. You will bounce some shots. So the AMX is still here, and I can see the Progetto 66, the enemy one. I've snuck a shot into him. Hopefully he hasn't spotted us. I was far back enough in the bushes. Now my team that was supporting us in the east, the light tanks have pulled back and left the guard by himself, and he has been taken out. Also the enemy have got a Scorpion that hasn't been lit, so I suspect he'll be at the back somewhere A5, so I don't really want to push through there. Just shot a blind shot at the Progetto 66, and the second one didn't penetrate, so now I'm going to pull back. I've only got 1 shell loaded. Now I'm slightly concerned there's a Progetto 46 on the top where the lighthouse is. I know the west is safe, so I'm not sure if I should push round to the east or reposition somewhere better, so I can keep an eye on the top of the lighthouse for that Progetto 46 and have me armour angled towards them. So I think I'm going to take the latter and reposition. I'm keeping an eye still for that Progetto. Don't really want him getting us from behind. I'm going to try and get up into the bushes, see if I can spot the Progetto 66 or the AMX 1390. I would love to take him out. There's a 1390, I just cannot seem to find that shot. I have spotted the Progetto 66. Not sure if it was me that spotted him, but I didn't get lit there. So I am going to try and peek out these bushes. Hopefully somebody can take him out. So with this tank, with my crew and equipment, I do have a really good view range. I do have coated optics, so I managed to get my view range to 484 meters, which is excellent. So I can spot easily enough for myself. Just trying to find that Progetto 66, me opposite number, but I can't spot him. So I'm thinking about pulling back, and I think I'll go around the east. There isn't any easy shots there without over committing, and I'm sure that Scorpion will be right at the back camping, so I really don't want to get hit by him. The MX 1390 looks like he's pushing up the lighthouse, and there's the Progetto 46. So I want to try and push right round the east, and there is a bit where you can crest, and I'll be able to get shots into the middle and maybe shots up to the Progetto 46. So as I do, I'll tell you about the mobility of this tank, and it's not too bad. As you can see, you do get a forward top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, and then you get a reverse speed of 12 kilometers an hour for when you're playing hold down on ridge lines for pulling back. Can't quite get a shot on that Progetto 46, so I'm keep on pushing a little bit further round, see if I can get an opportunity from round here. Now there was a time when I didn't have this patience that I've got now playing this game, and I would have pushed straight out over the middle, but you have far better games if you don't commit to silly manoeuvres, especially when I suspect the Scorpion's back there I would have been taken out straight away if I'd pushed over in the middle, and I just used me wit a little bit, was a bit patient, and I've decided to come around this side. So if you get into a situation like I was in the middle, nothing getting spotted, and there was an open field in front of us, don't commit suicide and just push into it. Just check the mini-map and have a look to see if there's a better position you could be in to try and find these enemy tanks. And I was right about the Scorpion sitting at the back, so I'm trying to crest this ridge. Can I get some shots into him? There's one into him. There's a second, and he's been taken out. So I was wise to do that. I did have help with the T-54 lightweight who come round to help us spot. So now I'm pulling down a little bit because the Progetto 46 knows where I'm at, and he's getting a shot into us. There's a second shot into us. Now I haven't got many hit points. The Progetto, if he gets a good roll, might be able to take us out. So I'm just aimed in. There's one shot into him. I've blocked his shot. He is shooting gold, so I was quite fortunate there. He is just a one-shotter. I'm just going to keep zoomed in, aimed at his position. If he tries to get that last shot in, I would have been in position, but I'm a little bit uneasy about that since he's went out. So I'm going to push up towards these rocks, so I'm covered from him. T-54 lightweight, he's pulling back, but he's trying to spot. Where's that Progetto 66? There's a tree down. The Progetto 66 is committing. See if I can help our lightweight. There's one shot. I didn't penetrate though. Just staying in position. There's the front of him. There's another shot. Didn't penetrate. The lightweight needs help. Can I help him? He has a one shot of this Progetto now. And can I get that in? And I managed to finish him off. Saving me T-54 lightweight. Now pulling back a little bit. The Progetto above us is a one shotter. And there's a WT Panzer right on the west, which I'm not concerned about now. So I'm going to try and push round into the middle and go up and get that Progetto from the lighthouse. Now from that position I was at in the middle, when I decided to reposition, I was just having an average game, average damage, but I've totally changed that game into a really good game just through that manoeuvre of repositioning. Taking me time, having a look at the mini-map, working out where I'd be best suited at that present time. So it's really worked out. That's if we win the game. But what has happened is I've run out of standard shells. So now I'm on the gold shells, which I hate firing. So I'll tell you about the gold shells. So these gold shells are heat, and I'm not a big fan of heat shells because they struggle with spaced armour. And they do cost 4,800 credits each, but what I do get is 303 millimeters of penetration, which is excellent, and I have been spotted. There's the WT. Can I get a shot in? Good job, he missed his shot, and I got my shot in and took him out. So he's the Progetto trying to push, and I managed to bounce his shot and take him out for my 6th kill. Let's have a quick look at the stats. Was a class 1 badge, and I got the Topgun for me 6 kills. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1295. Top for damage with 4216 damage in. I made 63,000 credits, but that's due to a personal mission payout. Plus 8,744 XP, that's due to a personal mission payout. A personal reserve bonus, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×2. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you enjoyed it and the information was useful. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom right hand corner. And if you have any feedback, please could you leave it via the thumbs buttons in the comment section below. Cheers.